Hey, it's Cedric. Welcome to Mixed Signals. You notice I got a little bit of color out there on that water. You know what I'm saying? Good to be back home, you know, in the basement. It's always nice to get away. But today I want to talk about something a little more heavy. Now, I'm going to be talking to men mostly, but this also applies to women. I just want to be transparent with that. Like, while I'm going to be referring to myself, this isn't exclusive to me. This isn't exclusive to males or, anything like that. So, that being said, today I want to talk about how have you ever noticed how the more dependable you are, the less room you have to fall apart. And I know that sounds terrible. And this is what we asked for. Like this was the goal, right? To be dependable, to be able to be counted on. But when it comes to uh, you know, being a husband, being a father, the one with the steady job, the old reliable, the one who you can depend on, mama's favorite, See you, mom. Um, being a coach, being, other people's kids, like just being the person to like figure it out consistently. Like it is tiring. I'm fucking tired, like all the time. Am I the only one? Am I the only one who's like fucking tired all the time? And then people like guilt trip you for being fucking tired? Like, I know I can't be the only one. But that being said, and I'm not the only one who also, like in my household, I'm obviously not the only one who handles all the things. I'm certain Stormy handles way more things than I do. So if she's doing all of that and then I'm feeling this way, like I know some of y'all got to be feeling this way. And I say that to say, like, nobody pressures you, right? Like nobody's like, "Hey, I need you to do this or I need you to get this done," But everybody depends on you, and that's a different kind of weight. Like that's that's heavier. You know what I mean?
Mix signals, yeah, 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 yeah. Mix signals, 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 yeah.
So this episode, like I said, is about men and women, but just from my perspective as a man who don't complain, don't miss work, pay all the bills early or on time, show up to practice, show up to games, show up to recitals, all the things, uh, handle emergencies, and just keep it moving. Like this is for y'all. Those old reliable, the moms, the dads, the aunts, the uncles, the parents, the guardians who are just always there, always showing up. You know what I mean? For everyone else except yourself. You know who I'm talking to. Showing up for everyone else except yourself, right? You're always there for everybody else, but you are not emotionally available for yourself, meaning like you put everybody in front of you. You put everybody in front of you, and you don't even get to like charge your batteries until everybody's out, everybody's asleep. And that's that's finite. You only can do that for so long, first and foremost. But that's also like no way to live. And you shouldn't feel bad about wanting some time for yourself, wanting to do something for yourself. Like that's in the airplane. We just got back off the trip. They said put your mask on first. Before you can go help anybody else, you got to put your mask on first, right? So I'm going to need y'all, us, me, to start putting our mask on first, right? Make sure the oxygen's flowing for us before we start helping anybody else. And I know that's easier said than done. You know what I mean? Because we're creatures of habit. So you got to start inputting some habits for yourself. Don't nobody talk to me. You can't talk to me till I'm done with this cup of coffee, right? Like you can't talk to me until I went on a walk or I'm getting off the treadmill or whatever. It don't have to be like some health conscious thing. Don't talk to me during the show. Like I need 30 minutes for this show or this movie or whatever. Like, but don't feel bad for taking time to yourself because if you keep giving to a motherfucker will keep taking. An ungrateful person is never satisfied. And the people who are taking and taking from you, and this is children as well as family and friends, like they are never satisfied, right? Never. So You have to carve out space for yourself. You got to carve out time for yourself. And once again, I don't have all the answers. So if you do, let a brother know in the comments, because this is me just speaking out loud, letting you know that you're not the only person who has e- experiencing this or going through this, right? Like, we're in an unprecedented time and we're all going through it together. So I do know that you need to carve out space for yourself, because if you don't, other motherfuckers will fill that space for you, be it work, job, PTA, coaching, cheerleading, whoever the fuck it is, they will fill that space for you. Oh, Stormy's not doing anything here. Stormy, you think you can do this? Hey, Cedric, you're so good with this. Oh my God, you think you can help out with this? And you got to learn when to say no. You know what I mean? You're not a dick for saying no. They might think that, but you got to know that you're not. You know what I mean? Just being transparent and truthful with yourself and preserving your space is very important. And that takes me to my first segment. This is a short segment. It is called Unpaid Roles, Unpaid Jobs. The shit that we do, the jobs that we do regularly that we don't get paid for.
Mix yeah.
I want to start off by saying we do a bunch of jobs and we only get paid for a few of them. We need to flip that somehow. Start monetizing some of these other things that we're doing. First and foremost, financial forecasting all the time, all the time, all the time, right? Like constantly planning what we're going to do with this money, how we going to handle this money, how we can take care of this, how we can take care of that, and still maintain or even try to get a little bit of breathing room. Most of the time it's just maintaining. But always constantly being a financial forecaster, trying to figure out the next move, 5-10 years down the road, like always thinking and planning. And some of us ain't, but that's another story within itself. Speaking of planning, like career planning, career pressure, you know what I mean? Like, how can I grow my career to get some more money? And I realize anybody who's watching that's like, oh, that's not the best way to get money. I'm exchanging your money for time. I understand that. I really do. That's why I'm here trying to do this. If I'm being 100% honest, and I do a bunch of other shit as well, none of them have really been lucrative at this point yet. So I probably need to find something that I'm passionate about and dig into that. And then maybe the money will come. But until then, I'm exchanging my time for money, helping someone else fulfill their dream by going to a job every day. I understand that. That being said, though, since that is the thing that is paying right now, that is another thing that I'm investing my time and my energy to, is career planning, career growth, career development, for myself and for others, for the people who I work with, the team that I work with, that I work for. Being a career planner and career development, like that is another one of them jobs that we don't get paid for, that I don't get paid for. Being a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or all of the above. Like I said, managing a team, managing these girls on the basketball team, managing the different parents' personalities, and having to tiptoe around people's feelings and emotion and protecting everybody else's emotions, but also at the same time, fuck your emotions. You know what I mean? Like, once again, like I talked about earlier, being emotionally unavailable for yourself, but still worrying about everybody else. You get to hear about everybody else's problems, how they not happy with this, or how they wish so-and-so did this, or how they wish that their kid could get more playing time, or how they wish that this person does all the classes and I don't get to do any classes, or vice versa. Like, hearing everybody else's plight, everybody else's struggle, and being able to internalize that. Some people can't. I can't. I'm an emotional motherfucker. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Literally, there's a tattoo there. I don't know if you can see that. Shout out to my boy Sager, who drew that. Bumping the microphone. But anyway, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Literally, I'm like a ridiculously emotional person, highly unstable, and I apologize for all of those people who deal with me on a regular basis. Um, and then also at the same time, try not to worry your spouse, worry your kids, worry your mom, worry your dad, worry your friends, worry your family. Like, oh, shit's falling apart at the seams, but I'm fine. Everything's okay. I don't know how we're going to pay XYZ this month, but it is what it is, right? Like, trying not to have other people all up in and making them concerned. Because my mom, I don't know about your mom. I don't know about your mom, but my mom is a worrier. She is a worry wart. Whenever, and she got enough going on between my brothers and her mom and her siblings. I'm not about to pile anything else on with whatever I have going because I know she's just a worrier, right? So, and like I said, that's just my mom. That doesn't include siblings, my brothers, my daughters, my sons, my wife, her family. Just trying to internalize it all and try not to explode or spontaneous combust. I don't know. Um, I don't have I don't have an answer here. I just wanted to talk about these are a bunch of jobs. We wear many hats and we don't, realize it. We don't reap the fruits of wearing those hats. And I'm pretty sure there's a ton of them that I didn't list here, chef, um what else? Massage therapist, personal accountant, maid, laundry service, lawn care. What's the people who cut the grass? What's their names? Lawn care. They call it something else though. Landscapers. Thank you. Landscaping. All the jobs, all the hats that we wear that we don't get um, credit for or money for. I don't care about the credit. Give me some montees. What job are you doing that nobody sees? Right? Let me know. I'll be interested to hear because, like I said, I'm sure I forgot a bunch of them. And that brings us to our next segment. Is another segment, a new segment that I got called "Say It Anyway."
Make signals. Yeah.
You know, just trying to be emotional, not emotional. I think vulnerable. Trying to be vulnerable. When was the last time you felt overwhelmed? You know, like, and that's not that's not a rhetorical question. That's not a joke. Like, I just came from vacation. I was on vacation for about a week, a little over a week. And coming back to work was like I didn't even want to leave. Like that's how bad it was because I'm like, we got a lot going on at work. It's a terrible time to leave. Everybody's like, no, you need the time. You should go. Blah blah blah. And then I come back. I wasn't even back all the way, but I was back in the States where I could like use my work phone and stuff like that. And my boss was like, hey, I didn't want you to come back to a mess, but you know, and even before I even talked to her, like just as soon as I got my work phone turned back on and seeing the emails come in, seeing the pings, the team's messages come in, and I'm just like, oh man. Like I don't know, just feel like I can't leave. Like I just feel like I'm dug in a deep hole, right? So just that returning from work, returning from leave, sorry, not leave, but returning from vacation, just feeling extremely overwhelmed. You know what I mean? Um, when was the last time you felt replaceable? You know what I mean? Or not even replaceable, like with your work or with like so for me, because all I can talk about is me. Like coaching basketball. There's four of us as coaches who coach the fifth and sixth grade teams, and I'm just like, you guys could do this. Y'all are so fucking knowledgeable. Like I just feel like I'm just dead weight. My opinions don't matter. Like y'all got this shit under control. Like, but I do love the girls, all the girls, not just my daughter. But it's like I feel like somebody else could do this. I mean, or even on a more deeper and darker note, like just feeling like motherfuckers would be better off without you. Not on like some self harm stuff. If you are thinking about self harm and things like that, seek help, talk to somebody. But like just feeling like motherfuckers would be like you're not helping. You don't add value. You know what I mean? Like just feeling like you just don't. I don't even know. I don't even know how to put it into words. You know what I mean? But just feeling like you are replaceable. You're not Beyonce. You know what I mean? Also, when was the last, or what scares you financially? Right? And I know we're all in different places financially. I know everybody, like, what's a lot of money to one person is not a lot of money to another person. And what's a bad scenario to one person is not a bad scenario to another person. Like, The most simple example is we've been through in my lifetime so many recessions. I have felt very little impact to those recessions. You know what I mean? Because we already been in a certain income bracket where we didn't impact us very much at all, right? So like, what scares you? And that's a loaded question because there's a ton of uncertainty um economically in the world in general, but economically, like there's a lot of shit that is going on or not going on. um that is, like I said, it's really an unprecedented time. And so there's a lot that could scare you. And I don't want to be, this is like not doom and gloom. This is, like I said, just me trying to be vulnerable about some things that like impact me. You know what I mean? Like I put so much weight on, or so much of my identity on my career and what I do for work. And that shit can be taken away in an instant. You know what I mean? Like, and what do you do when that happens? How do I still add value as a person, as a man? You know what I mean? When I put so much weight, so much emphasis of who I am on my career, who am I without that career? Right? Like that's, like I said, it's not doom and gloom. I apologize. Um, but kind of in that same vein, what does failure look like in your mind? And this is for you. And these are all questions that you can throw into the comments. I'm always in the comments. I respond to literally every comment. I appreciate everybody who does comment. It lets me know that I'm not alone, that I'm not the only motherfucker out here feeling how I'm feeling. So what does failure look like to you? Like in your specific Pacific Ocean, what does failure look like to you in your specific situation, right? Like I said, I place so much emphasis on my career and growing and developing that career and adding impact and adding value to other motherfuckers. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't even want to go down that. Excuse me. I don't even want to go down that road there. But I'm not. I'm not. I'm just trying to articulate myself. Like I said, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. But I come back from vacation, which one of the ladies, I was like, "You ladies live here?" And they's like, "Yes, this is paradise." And I like literally left paradise and coming back to my life. Right, I remember being on the plane looking at Stormy like, I don't even want to go to tomorrow. Like just. Uh, I don't know. I don't have the answers. I say that literally after every segment. I don't have the answers. But I'm just articulating to let other people know that, or hopefully for me, that I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. I don't have the answers. And that is scary to me. That's failure to me, is not having the answers, not being the SME, not being the subject matter expert that could fix it, that could make it okay. Like, yeah. That takes me to our next segment called Working on It.
Mix signals, yeah.
So I talked about all of these things, venting about all of these particular opportunities or things that I'm going through, or these perspectives that I have. But in reality, I'm working on it. You know what I mean? I'm working on myself. I say that joke all the time. Like I'd be like, "Oh, nigga, I'm fucked up, blah blah blah." But I'm working on myself. I say that jokingly, but it's 100% true. And once again, this isn't expert advice or anything like that. This is just me as a person saying that I'm working on it, right? Like, so for example, um, I work from home. Me and my wife both work from home. One thing that I try to do is I'll try to go get the baby before she has to get the baby, because we both work pretty demanding jobs. We might be having to lead a call or something like that. So I'm having to be intentional about, let me go get the baby before she has to go, to give her some reprieve, or just trying to be more helpful to other people, even when it goes unnoticed. Like they don't know that you're doing these type of things, but it's something that is internal for you, right? So one thing is trying to go get the baby more often, trying to be proactive to go get the baby and feed her and change her and interact with her and give her some human interaction. Um, Another thing that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be more intentional with my kids. We went on vacation. If y'all saw the last video, you know we didn't go with the kids, and I apologize for the audio on that as well. But you know we didn't go with the kids, so that really put a lot into perspective for me. Like just not seeing them. Like I have a daughter who goes to school in Philadelphia, and her just being, you know, so far away, and then being far away from the other kids for an extended period of time. Just trying to be more intentional. Like whenever they come and talk to me and they're excited about something, try to let them be excited about that. And I know that's probably something like, damn, you don't do that. Like, no, I shut my kids down. And I'm like, can't you say I'm doing something? Can't you say I'm talking to somebody? Can't you say I'm in the middle? Like, that's me, 1,000%. So I'm trying to be more intentional about when they come to you excited about something, allow them to be excited about it. Don't shit on it. And letting them be the person that they're becoming, right? Like whatever it is they excited about, whatever it is that they passionate about, that they chose to come up and share with you, I'm gonna just let them share it. No matter how ridiculous or stupid I might find it, I'm gonna just come and let them share it. You know, that's one thing. Another thing that I'm trying to do. Um, I'm also trying to like I said, just block off time for me. Like on these Fridays, I record these on Fridays. I work half day on Friday, and I'm being intentional about doing this every Friday. And like I said, I got back from vacation. We posted the one from vacation that was posted late. Apologize, I posted that today because it was, you know, Friday or whatever. But then also still having to record this one on Friday, so I could post it on Sunday, hopefully. Just carving out time for myself, for something that I want to do. And, you know, I'm in here in the basement talking to a camera. Sometimes Stormy's over there. I don't even know if she's listening or paying attention, but like I'm dedicating this time to myself every Friday when I can. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to run and go get the baby. Just because Stormy's still technically on the clock. But just scheduling time, carving out time for myself, for my peace, and not feeling bad about it though. Like that's the thing is like you can say, "Oh, I'm gonna do all of these things," but then you feel bad about it. And feeling is where the power is. Feeling like everybody's into manifestation and all of this stuff. Like the universe don't speak English. It don't speak Mandarin. It don't speak Spanish. It speaks symbols and it speaks feelings. It's a frequency universe, and your vibe, your frequency, that's your feelings. So doing all of these things and understanding it intellectually don't mean shit. And if you don't feel it, you gotta feel it. Like for people who like, oh, I tried to manifest winning a lottery. But you can't feel what it feels like to the excitement, the elation that you would have when they reading that last number off. You know what I mean? You like, oh shit. Like how what would rush over you, the feeling that you would actually have to kind of replicate that, to impregnate that idea into your frequency in order to send it out and have it come back. Feeling is the secret. Feeling is the power. So make sure you, whilst you're being intentional with carving out this space and being more intentional with spending time with family or friends or helping or taking time to yourself, don't feel bad about it. Feel good about it. Get excited about it. Look forward to it. You know what I mean? Like it's not a burden. It's not a chore. It's something that brings you pleasure. Brings you pleasure. Right? And another thing that I'm trying to do is talk through money a little bit more. Because I work at a bank and I have been fortunate enough to get to talk to people about money a lot. Most people don't like money is one of the most insecure subjects that people have. People don't even like to talk to their spouse or their family or anybody about money. I've been fortunate enough to talk to people about money pretty much every day. That's one of their most intimate, up to, you know, getting naked and having sex. Like money, it's like 1A, 1B, right? And I get to do it pretty frequently. So just in my life and my relationship with my spouse, just trying to be more communicative, trying to speak more clearly and transparent about money, what we're going to do with this money, what are our goals, what are our plans. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking like, damn, you don't do that? Like, no, nobody taught me how to do that. I wasn't, I didn't inherit any businesses or any trust or no one talked to me about finances, period. My mom taught me how to shop. She was good at that. Like I'd be fresh to death, nice clothes, nice shoes, but no one taught me how to manage this money, how to make it circulate, how to make it work for you. So these are things that we're learning on our own, and we're trying to have conversations and develop on our own. So I'm not trying to be preachy, just being honest. Like I said, just transparent. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Mixed signals. Yeah.
Next section, next segment, middle class math. Talking about money, middle class math, providers edition, right? Us as being providers, and like I said, not just husbands, but also wives, aunts, uncles, whoever it is, whatever you identify as your gender. Um, Being a provider for people that depend on you, right? Being able to afford it, but still feeling stressed about being able to afford it. Like we went on that trip, and like, it didn't, I was really impressed. I was really proud of us because we didn't use like a ton of credit cards to make it happen. And we were still able to, have a time. But being able to afford something and still being super stressed about being able to afford it. I think it was Jay-Z or something. I'm probably going to butcher it, but if you can't buy it twice and you can't afford it, or was it like buy it 5 times? I don't know. Remember. But if based on that rule, based on that adage, shit, I can't afford nothing. I can't go to fucking McDonald's. Hove, okay? Like, but like I said, not rich, not broke. I'm in that, decaying middle class. And it's a tough spot. It's a tough place for us right now. Like like I said, we went on that vacation, and just being, I'm super observant. I watch everybody, I watch everything, and like as we at the register checking out, I see people like pulling out their cards and swiping and swiping and swiping. And like I said, we didn't really go crazy with the credit cards on this trip, and that was one thing that I was excuse me, that was one thing that I was proud of. But just going on vacation and being able to like really let loose and enjoy the vacation and not get tense every time you pull out that card to swipe, not get tense every time you pull out that phone to tap. You know what I mean? Like, remember I was talking about feelings, right? Feeling good about that transaction, knowing that you got some value out of it, and you know that you're going to be able to make someone feel good with this purchase or this souvenir that I'm taking back to my kids or something like that. Like feeling good about it instead of feeling like tense and tight. You know what I mean? Like we not we not we're not rich. We're not broke. We are just, we're just calculating it. We carry it in on one, dividing it by six, multiplying by, we figuring it out. But middle class math, providers edition, and feeling, once again, feeling good about what you're capable of, right? Like my bills are paid. We went to the grocery store. It's food. My dog got food. My dog got wet food. You know what I mean? Like that's something to be grateful for. Like my dog doesn't just always eat kibble. She does a lot of the time, but every now and then we'll reward her with like some wet food and just little things like that. Like it might sound stupid to you. We got a Nespresso. Oh my gosh. I can't even drink regular coffee no more. I can't even drink Starbucks. I can't even go to fucking McDonald's and get a fucking coffee because this Nespresso has ruined me. Oh my gosh. If you don't have an Nespresso, holler at your boy. I will do a commercial. I will do an ad or something like that. Like, seriously. Fucking creamy. Like my wife Stormy, she don't even drink coffee. Like she likes the idea of coffee. She's like, oh, coffee smells so good. If only it tasted like it smelled. Which I agree with that. I feel that as a person who does drink coffee. But like she's now been drinking coffee because these fucking espressos. Like it's fucking hilarious. I've been knowing this lady fucking 12, 13 years. I never drank coffee. Now she's drinking coffee because of Nespresso. Holler at your boy. We can do something because I'm a fan. I use the product. But being grateful for those little things and feeling good about those little things, it goes a long way in your psyche, in your physical, and your emotional body. Like it really does. Money's a feeling, money's an energy. Let the dollar circulate, right? Let them circulate. You got to give it to give. In order to breathe in fresh air, you got to let out that old air. Same thing with money. Let it circulate. And let the dollar circulate. Right? And let the dollar circulate. We not broke. We just calculating. Okay. Which brings me to my last segment. It brings me to my last segment here. Still standing.
Make signals. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to talk about a couple of things because life for everybody, it's been challenging. I was about to probably cry earlier. I ain't gonna lie. I had to stop myself. Hopefully you don't see that in the edit. But what didn't break me this week? What didn't break you this week? Right? Like I said, I left to go on vacation. I was gone for over a week. Anybody who got a real job that where people depend on you to be gone anywhere over a week is pretty. It's a substantial amount of time to be off. And I just knew coming back, like I felt physically sick about coming back to work. Like, what am I gonna run into? What am I gonna see? And my job ain't even hard. Like I got a sweet gig with a great team of people that I work with. I want to preface with that. But I was physically sick about having to come back to work about what I was gonna be confronted with. And I came back to some opportunities, but nothing was on fire. I'm not curing cancer over here. You know what I mean? And I made it. Like today's Friday. I made it through that. And we'll handle whatever else on Monday. You know what I mean? I made it. That was something that could have broke me, but I didn't allow it to. What am I proud of quietly? What am I proud of quietly? Um, what are you proud of quietly? For me, my son has been having some opportunities at school, behavior opportunities on the bus, at school. And based on me coaching my daughter, I spend a lot of, we like do basketball 6, 7 days a week. So it's me and her, my middle daughter, a lot of the time. Um, and Stormy will take Enzo to the other things. So when he doesn't have a conflict, I have been trying to bring him with me um, just because I don't see the behavior. Like I'm being honest, he don't act like that when I'm around. Like they was with grandma last week, and grandma was like, "Would you talk like that if your dad was here? Would you act like this when your dad was here?" And so I don't know, just trying to be a better example for him, and showing affection to their mom, to their grandma, to siblings, to aunts and uncles, and just being a better person. Because he's my only son. This is my only son. I won't have another. You know, um, and just being a better example for him. Because my girls, except for Kobe, that young girl, Lord, shit, we gonna see. But my oldest, my middle, like these girls, like I couldn't have prayed for better children. I really couldn't have. Like they are. Man, I'm so fortunate. I really am. I'm so blessed. And Enzo's not bad. And I think, like I said, this is where I'm proud of trying to be more intentional with him. I don't think like my parents, no knock on them. I don't think they were intentional with trying to raise me, trying to show me things, trying to teach me things, trying to mold the person that I am, but also still allowing me to become who I was destined to be. Right? Like I'm trying to be more intentional with Enzo and not just shitting on everything that he do, everything that he say. Like he is a boy's boy. He want to ninja in karate. He want to jump off stuff. Like this is my guy, bro. Like he really is. And I love him. And I don't tell him that enough. I don't show him that enough. So I'm proud of, since I've been back, trying to be more intentional of making sure he feels that and not just shitting on whatever he wants to do or whatever ideas he have and just building him up because he's a smart young man, So that's one thing that I'm proud of. And then lastly, what are we building long term? Right? What are we building long term? So um talk to Stormy about this. I think she might have mentioned it on the podcast. But just being more intentional with our savings. Like we do have savings. And that's why another thing, like we're not broke. We just don't have a lot of liquidity. So trying to be more intentional with looking down the road and what we're going to do and how we're going to do. Like one of our goals is to get an investment property. Um, and we had that goal last year or the year before, it might have been 24. And we started doing Turo. So, I mean, technically we're allowing our car to be rented and that could be viewed as an investment property. Not really. I know that's a reach. I'm sorry. But trying to get an actual investment property and start getting into real estate and just once again making our money work for us, letting the dollar circulate. Like that's something that I'm looking forward to getting into long term. I know a lot of you guys see me on here, a few thousand views here and there. Like I don't make a lot of money. Actually, I don't make any money from YouTube in this current state where I am today. Yeah, that's one thing that I'm trying to do is get into real estate. Um, Once I talked about though is like being that leads me. I just want to close with if you're the reliable one, if you're the one that everybody depends on, and that's like I said, doesn't have to be a husband or a wife. It could be both of y'all, right? Like I depend on Stormy, and a lot of other people depend on her, and vice versa, right? Like so, it's not a if or one way or the other. Like if you're the person that people depend on, and it's not like they're necessarily saying making you feel the pressure. I see you. I see you. You know, like it's. And a lot of you will be like, "Oh, that's just being an adult," and I understand, and I hear that, and I get that. But nobody really prepared you for it. I did everything that they told us to do. I went to school, got a job, got the girl, got the kids, and I did everything that they told us to do, and still doing everything. Like I said, mama's baby, mama's favorite, doing everything by the book, following all the rules, and I'm still, you know, still just figuring it out. So if you're that person that everybody depends on, if you're that reliable person that feels that weight, you know, hopefully this takes a little bit of that weight off of you, knowing that you're not the only person out here that's feeling it. Be patient with yourself, be patient with each other. Uh, this is your boy Cedric from Mixed Signals. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon.